Good morning, guys, and welcome back to Fireside Farms. I have a splitting headache right behind my eyes, but I missed the vlog yesterday, so I'm so sorry. I'm absolutely gonna get a vlog out today. This will be uploaded by the end of the day, but for right now, you guys are gonna come along with me and we're gonna buy some wood for the garden bed expansion. I currently have 9 garden beds and I plan to expand the garden all the way this way up until the driveway, as well as expanding the in-ground garden bed in the back. Now I've been slowly expanding over the last 3-ish years since I moved in here, like 1-2 garden beds a season. We're really gonna put it in high gear this year and try to finish as much of it as possible for the spring season. I do know that I will be, for sure, expanding the in-ground garden bed all the way. That's pretty easy to do because all I'm gonna do is rent a tiller and then work the beds in from there. The raised bed garden is a little bit harder to do quickly just because it's very, very expensive. And you guys will see today as we're purchasing wood how expensive it is just to make each one, and then obviously I'm not gonna fill with soil today. I'm not even sure I'm gonna build them today, but you guys are gonna come along with me to Lowe's. And I do wanna make the disclaimer to you guys, there's absolutely a cheaper way to build raised garden beds that is not this way. You can absolutely get free wood or free materials and build your beds out of different things. I'm just gonna do it the way I've been doing it. So if you're here for like a cheap or free raised bed garden video, this ain't it. I need to find somewhere to park where I won't look like a goofball recording myself in the middle of a Lowe's parking lot. Ugh. We're at Lowe's. So I have not checked the prices on wood lately. This is gonna be a surprise for both of us and probably not a good one, but I do know it's honestly probably gonna be about 20 bucks a pop for the pieces that I want. So if you guys have watched my raised bed video, I talked about how I construct the beds, and what I use is Douglas fir. Now in my area, I live in a desert. No, there's no trees, but the wood that's available at our Lowe's is pine and Douglas fir. I use Douglas fir. It's a little bit pricier, but it's also a little bit more weather resistant, and I don't buy pressure treated wood because I don't want those chemicals in my garden soil. But I do know the specific wood that I'm looking for, Douglas fir 2x12x8. I don't know how you say it. Does it matter how you say it? 2x12x8. Anyways, I'm making at minimum 2 more long raised garden beds. I kind of want to make a third one too, but I'm not quite sure how I'm going to put it perpendicular to the other beds, so we might leave that out for today. Two by 10, nope. 2x8, nope. Aha. Nope. Ugh, that is so expensive. That's what I need right there. I need 6 of them. They went up in price. I should have known that. What do I do? Look at that. Huh, I'm at the wrong store. I should have checked. Oh well. I'm not upset because I'm just glad there's somewhere cheaper. Off to Home Depot. Haha. Orange is a way better color than blue. They might cut it off at 2 beds solely because I don't want to pick up any more wood. Well guys, there it is. Total. About 156. And that'll make 2 4x8 beds. All of the screws and all the other equipment I have at home. So let's get these boards home and unloaded and maybe enlist Chase's help with my garden beds. Alright guys, we are home and I wanted to give you a quick update on the hydroponics tower. Woo! Look at these guys! Look how big that is! Everything is doing so well in here. So here we have the basil. This I believe is some sort of kale, or this might be the Chinese broccoli. That looks like parsley. Parsley. Basil. Parsley, kale. I am super happy with this, guys. Look how awesome those lettuces are doing. They're huge. And then all of the transplants that I did with Grady the other day are doing wonderfully as well. And these guys were some onions that I needed to start. Not sure they're gonna mature in time, but I'm gonna give it an old college try anywho. So what I planted was Texas Early Grano and Violet de Galmy, I think. So let's head outside so I can show you guys the dwindling garden. It's actually a pretty nice day. It's been probably highs in the 50s this week and lows in the 20s. So it's getting pretty cold at night, but warms back up during the day, which is a nice reprieve. And unfortunately, all those families that are affected, but we won't be getting hit, so they say, by this cold front that's coming down over Christmas. We're a little bit more southwest of where that dip ends, so hopefully it doesn't get too cold here. I know later in the week there's some pretty low nights, so it'll probably be in the teens, but that's doable. My mostly broccoli bed is still surviving. I have harvested all of the large heads from the tops of these plants. So all that I should have left growing are these little side shoots, which I'm gonna let keep going as long as the weather allows me to, and see if they get any bigger. Down here I've got some parsley that's sad, but still alive, and I'm still picking off of him for dinners. That's a good healthy branch. Yarrow's still going. And then here I have an early Jersey Wakefield cabbage that started to head up and then kind of slowed down once it got super cold. So I don't know if this guy's gonna get much bigger. I might end up harvesting him here in the next month. Garlic is going strong. Had almost everything pop up. And I actually did a count the other day. It was in the 60s somewhere of all the little garlic sprouts I could see. But I did not count them when I planted the bulbs, so it's gonna be a surprise. And the Brussels sprouts are alive. Thinking about harvesting some of these. They just don't look too great. I don't really know what I'm gonna do yet. What I do know is that I'm not gonna do anything with them today. With the wood that we got at Home Depot, I'm gonna build 2 more 4x8 beds. Continuing on this eastward expansion of the garden. Now what bed I also want to build, which will be coming up next, hopefully. Once I get all of the garden beds completed and basically everything filled out in here, I do want to build a perimeter fence around the whole garden. Not only to keep the dogs out, but the cats have a tendency to use the raised beds as litter boxes sometimes. So I do want a nice tall perimeter fence for the chickens, the cats, everyone to just stay out. And with the shade structure, I'm gonna build the fence along these poles that have already been set in the ground. But that leaves me a lot of space in here to put another garden bed. So what I want to build next is a garden bed buttressed up against these two poles. Or what'll probably be more likely is I'll do like 2 more 4x8 beds. And I'm not quite sure what I'm going to plant in here. So in the winter time, this space is basically unusable. As you can see from this shed, and this is south, the sun is actually over here. And this shed casts a shadow the entire winter, basically up until these beds start. So the garden beds that I do put here would basically just be summer garden beds, because during the summer and spring growing season, the sun is more northward in the sky and this place gets full sun. So I'm thinking like some sort of perennial that doesn't need a whole lot of winter care, like a whole lot of winter sunlight. And I'm thinking asparagus. Not that I know a whole lot about asparagus, but I do want an asparagus, like a dedicated asparagus bed in my garden. And I'm just thinking that since you would normally cut down asparagus in the winter where I'm at anyways, if I have a perennial bed right here that's full of asparagus that doesn't need any sunlight in the winter because it won't be growing, that would be perfect. Because my other issue is putting a bed here and then just having it take up space without being able to use it in the winter because there's no sunlight that hits it. But if it's full of food that comes around in the summertime, that's totally fine. That's awesome to me. So that's what I'm thinking about the next 2 beds, which hopefully I will get done soon. Well guys, I'm gonna head back inside. I'm not gonna get those beds done today. And this will probably be the last vlog you see me in before Christmas. I hope you enjoy your holidays and thank you for joining me. See you on the next one.